The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collab is here, and we actually get a free champion just for logging in. So today we're gonna go take a look at Michelangelo. Hey you guys, it's Cece. Welcome back to my channel. As mentioned, this is the champion that we are looking at. Now the great thing about this collab is that we're actually gonna be able to get one of these without really doing anything. As I said, you literally just have to log in for 7 days, and that's gonna get you Michelangelo. Along with that, we are going to get some Savage gear along the way, and then we are going to get Perfect Souls as long as you keep logging in. And essentially, you do have to actually claim this by November the 13th. Otherwise, it's going to become the Shaman Chase. Now, we probably want to go ahead and actually get him, right? So play for 7 days, get him 14 days, you get his Perfect Soul. Keep going, and then you will get the rest of his Perfect Souls. So super duper easy to actually go ahead and do because it requires very little effort from us to actually get the champion. Let's go and dive into his skills first. One thing about this collab is that they are actually different factions. I will say I like that. I do like the fact that it's not all going to be the same faction, which you might maybe expect as they're all just turtles. I don't know, but I do like that they did that. So Michelangelo, he is going to be from the Bannerlords. And if I'm showing you guys what I've got in the Bannerlords on this one, I mean, I've got some champions, but it definitely will not hurt at all to get myself another legendary in here. So going ahead and taking a look at Mikey, and I do like that they actually shortened it in here to Mikey from Michelangelo. Pretty funny. I will also say, and this is something I did point out in my last video, if you kind of just pay attention to the idle screen, I love how they kind of captured his personality a little bit in there. Pretty cute. So looking at the skills first, we're going to start with the aura, which increased ally accuracy in all battles by 70. And then first skill attacks one enemy 2 times. If either hit was critical, it places a 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. Second skill, attacks an enemy before attacking has a 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff on the target for 2 turns, has a 75% chance of placing a stun debuff for a turn, will ignore 25% of the target's resistance if the attack is critical. We definitely want crit on him. Then applies a debuff spread effect, taking all debuffs from the target and placing them on all enemies, will ignore 25% of each target's if the initial attack was critical. So we get that decrease of defense. We do get the stun and then the debuff spread, but of course, as I said, we're gonna want some crit. Now, third skill attacks all enemies, 75% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack debuff and a leech debuff for 2 turns. It's gonna ignore part of the resistance if the attack is critical. Also places a taunt buff on this champion for 2 turns. I do like that because I actually don't have a lot of champions that have taunt that I've got built. I haven't looked at who's not fully built, but I can tell you out of the champs I have, it's not one of the ones that I'm getting a lot of use out of. Now, it does have a passive here, so 15% chance to evade an enemy skill and all of its accompanying effects. I like that. If this champion is under a taunt buff, the chance to evade increases to 30%. Whenever Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, or Raphael attack, this champion joins in on that attack. Oh, so if you have... I love that they did that. If you have the other turtles, they'll actually attack. They'll join in if they're attacking. That's cool. It does have an active effect. This places a shield buff equal to 300% of this champion's attack on this champion for 1 turn when they receive a hit. So looking at Mikey, I will say he's a champ we're getting for free. He's a legendary attack. Personally, I'm pretty excited for this. If I go into my Bannerlords, this is something that is lacking a little bit for me. I don't have a lot going on in Bannerlords. I've got some champs, but as I said, not really like fully built. So I actually think that he's gonna do pretty well in there for me. Now, going into Bannerlord, 5 days, I can't even go ahead and take a look. That's all right. I wanted to actually go ahead and see where I was looking at for that. But as I said, it's a free champ that we are actually getting, which is awesome. I love the fact that, you know, they're doing the collab. We do have a login. At the very least, if you don't do anything else in the event, you're gonna get Michelangelo 7 days and login. Now, getting his Perfect Souls, of course, we want that. We want to be able to get the most out of our champions, even the free ones, and I will never ever complain about a free champion, especially if you are a player that doesn't have a lot of legendaries. A free one, it adds it into your roster. There's definitely going to be a few different areas that we can also use them. I will say I noticed some people saying that they did wish they were all one faction and all, like, for Lizardman, just for example, versus having them split between factions. So I do think that's gonna, I guess, be based on your preference. Like for me, as I said, I kind of need help in multiple factions, so I don't mind it, but I'm curious on your guys' thoughts. Do you like the fact that they're split up? Do you wish they were all into one? Although I will say if they were all in like Lizardman, that would have helped me out as well. But something else to know in case you missed or you didn't see it, essentially Michelangelo cannot be summoned from shards. And after November the 13th, the champions are no longer going to be summoned by any means. So they will remain playable, but after November 13th, you're not just going to randomly be summoning a Donatello or something like that. So something that you do want to keep in mind, as it is going to be a limited time collab that is going to be happening in-game. With a lot of the champs I'm getting now, I definitely gear them more towards PvE, and that's something that I'm planning to do with Mikey, so I probably won't be using him on his own in my arena or my live arena, but I will definitely see where I can implement him into the PvE, and definitely for faction wars. In terms of the gear for him, I'm gonna want some crit on him and gonna definitely need some accuracy because I want to be able to land those, like the taunt on him, getting the stun as well, but making sure that I've got enough attack to be able to build up enough of a shield. So a few different ways to actually build him. Once I actually go ahead and get this champ, I will make a video on how I'm gearing him and what I'm planning on putting onto him as a champion. And I am like a newer raid player, so I don't have any end gear any means. So it's kind of nice. Maybe you'll be able to see like how I'm gearing him and what that ends up actually doing for the champion. And I guess follow me along to see how that goes. I feel like it should also be mentioned that they are adding in free gear removal forever. This is huge for players. This is huge for me because I need gear to improve, and using silver on it, it just felt so daunting when you're trying to improve gear and you're paying to remove silver, that I was excited when they added in the 1 hour free gear removal. That helped. And anytime it was a free gear removal during the month, I would also definitely go in on that and try to clean things up and clean my gear up. But now they're adding it forever. Now this is gonna be like, this is massive for players. I think this is something that some might even be more excited for this than having a login champion right now. But it is one of those things that I myself think is gonna tremendously improve my account. I've been trying to clean up my gear as well. And just an example, like I'll take you to my champs and kind of show you, but like if I go into, who have I not touched? I think Loki maybe. I haven't improved his gear in a while. Or going into some of my other champs. I recently tried to fix up Wukong, but I can kind of play around with that a little bit more. I also was trying to gear up my Wixwell, and a few you guys were like, oh, Cece, you should actually use this instead. Don't use what you used on it, so I can actually fix him and him up. But some of my champs probably still even have some rare gear on them that they like knocked apart. For sure, this can be improved. This is definitely not the best thing that I've got for this champion, but it's all I had at the time, and I haven't gone through to kind of go ahead and fix things. And honestly, looking at my artifacts, even right now, I am apparently maxed out. So a lot of things here will be able to actually be improved. I'm genuinely like super excited for it and actually doing a big gear cleanup because my gear and my champions honestly need this. If you download Raid Shadow Legends using my link, I'm actually going to start you off with the free legendary champion on day 1. And then at level 10, level 20, and level 30, you'll get yourself an epic. That is 4 amazing champions that you can get just by downloading using my link. I am curious to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you think about Mikey getting him as a login champion? Do you think there's a potential for him? Are you excited for him for his kit? Leave those comments all down below. And again, let's all rejoice that it is free gear removal forever. Be sure you subscribe, as I am going to deep dive into these turtles in upcoming videos as I try to get them and build them. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!